54, 55 years, I still feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. Yeah, this is actually, you know what, let me, every single piece of wood has a story. They let the machines do the talking, the computers do the talking. Can't be too proud or too much of a know-it-all to think that you know everything, because you don't. Keep your ears open, your eyes open, and your mouth shut, and you will learn more than you ever could think possible. Most of the people that I have taken advice from are, unfortunately, are no longer here. Death, I'm not afraid of it. What's waiting is a whole lot better than this.
Would you say there's still a point to live if we will die one day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Your body doesn't have a soul. Your soul has a body. I know guys that have everything you could possibly imagine. Cars and boats, and it's endless.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, he has nothing. All those things that are so important to him or to people, all of a sudden not that important anymore. My name's John Giacobbi, Custom Woodworking. I've been doing this grew up doing it with my father. And after he passed away, I kept going. Mostly Victorian restoration in a lot of the towns up towards Boston, Cohasset, Situate, Hanover, Hingham, and so on, Wellesley. It's actually where I discovered antique wood from all the old homes that we used to gut out. And antique wood, reclaimed wood is my specialty. My passion is dining room tables, but we do just about everything, as you can see out there. But it's something that I'll never stop, no matter how old I get. And I love working alone. I do all this by myself. It's a little tough sometimes, but there's a lot of thought that goes into it. Building a dining room table, especially the tabletop itself, and using wood that's in the 200 to 300 year old range. A tabletop, it's like painting a picture. You got to use the defects and the every mark distributed evenly, balance, make it look as authentic as possible. And the more I do it, the more I love it, and the more I learn. Every day is a learning process. But I will never stop. At my age, at 73, I will never stop. So it's just a constant passion. Sometimes I lay awake at night. Looking at wood in my head and knowing what I got to do the next day. And by the time I get here, it's all built in my head. That can be the fun part without actually doing anything. But I like I said, I grew up doing woodworking with my father. He was an artist. He was amazing. And it's really hard to explain sometimes with what I feel inside. I have projects in there for my house that I haven't had time to finish for the past 3 years, because that's the way it is. That's the nature of the beast in this business. But tables and cabinetry, kitchens, the older the wood, the better. And there's so much more that I want to do. As long as I've been doing this, 54, 55 years, I still feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of what's available and what I can accomplish. If I had the means, I would do nothing but build tables and give them away, because that's the best part, you know, to see the look on a customer's face when you stretch it way beyond their expectations. You know what I mean? So it will never stop, because I would miss that. Okay, I really would. I don't know what I would do with myself. As a lifelong bass fisherman, it's been replaced by this. Okay, I still go once in a while, but I'd rather be here. I'd rather be in the shop. It's where I'm happiest. I'm the most comfortable in my work clothes. Yeah, that's about it. And again, I grew up doing it with my father. I went to Blue Hills Regional, graduated back in '71 for woodworking, cabinetry, so on. Went from right there from school back to working with my father, and I worked with him even before I went to school. So it's just it's been everything. I sound like it's hard to explain, because it is. This is a rustic white oak island. Everything about it is custom. The legs were turned. I glued up the blanks, sent them out to a buddy of mine in Mansfield, Steve Staples, master turner. He turned these according to the drawings. Doors, rustic white oak doors. On this side here, full extension drawers. And it weighs about 800 pounds. I had to build it upside down on this bench. And then it took 5 or 6 of us to pick it up and flip it over. It'll be getting picked up next week. But there is literally 5 sheets of maple plywood within this cabinet. That's one of the things that makes it so heavy, but any type of white oak is, it's got to be in the top 5 of the heaviest woods, you know. So this is going to be a small table, rustic white oak top, 3 pieces. It's going to be a leaf. It's going to expand. This over here is quarter sawn white oak. Heavy stuff. Oh, you can see the figuring in it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's amazing. This will be a 9-foot mid-century modern cabinet. On that wall is some of the antique wood that I have. Who knows what's in there? Okay, my son has gone off in another direction, and he's very successful with what he's doing. I was kind of forced into doing what my father was doing, only because back then you always did what your father did. So glad I did, you know. Everything from even these live slabs, these live edge slabs that are here. I've only been working with live edge slabs for about 5 or 6 years now. It's every single slab, every single piece of wood, especially antique wood, has a story. There's a table I have out there, it's antique white oak. it is pretty close to, the wood is pretty close to 300 years old. Came out of a 1710 house in Bridgewater, Mass. All right, and it was breathtaking when I got it. And as soon as I saw the wood, I knew what it was going to be. That is formed over the years, being able to look at certain types of antique wood and figure out exactly what it's going to be before you even start it. Hopefully soon I will be getting back to my Saturdays, which I always called Fun Day. And that's coming in here, grabbing a bunch of antique wood, starting in on something, not knowing what it's going to be until the end of the day.
So you don't plan before you?
Not when I'm doing something out of my head, okay? I'll just gather up the wood and move it around and so on and balance it out, and then I'll decide what it's going to be. And you know, sometimes you're halfway through it and you decide, oh, it's going to be something else. It's an adventure. Every day's an adventure with this stuff. So many times over the years, I had a truckload of beautiful, beautiful antique wood, and I'd run into a friend, and they assumed I was on my way to the dump to throw it all out, you know, and then I would tell them, come by the shop in a couple of weeks, I'll show you what it's going to be. But the antique wood, reclaimed wood, reclaimed wood isn't necessarily always antique wood. This is why I separate them. Reclaimed wood could be maybe 50 or 75 years old that was salvaged out of a home from the 30s or the 40s or the 50s. And you can still do things with it and make it look nice. But I would prefer to think of it as antique wood, because it's exactly what it is. 22, 24-inch wide boards that were pit sawn, hand sawn in the 1700s, the 1800s. No machinery back then. And the same marks, carpenter's marks, different markings that signified or determined where it was going to go in the house. And you take those marks and you always try to build it into a tabletop, into a corner, where it's going to be an amazing conversation piece, okay? So you can do things with the antique wood that you cannot do with anything else, all right? And it's a huge learning curve, and which is something that happens every day. I've done everything from massive staircases to massive tables. This one that I'm sitting on is 12 feet long, and this is Western red cedar, reclaimed Western red cedar. We got ourselves over the past 5 years, about 300,000 board feet of 90-foot highline poles for the power lines up in Maine that were actually cut down 50 years ago and laid on the ground for miles on end for 50 years. And the guy I get my antique wood from managed to get his hands on them. He brought them in with logging trucks, and we've made everything from tables like this, custom fences, arbors, anything that maybe would go outside. With these 90-foot highline poles, and they were probably this big, not an ounce of rot on them for all those years lying on the ground. So you come up with surprises like that. Again, every day is an adventure with this kind of wood. Some of the projects I'm doing now are, I call new wood, domestics, some exotics. You do them because that's what you're asked to do. But as soon as I'm done with a table out of, say, American black walnut or ash or something like that, once it's done, I need a couple of days of therapy and grab some antique wood and build something out of that. You know, I find it a lot easier. Some people find it difficult, but I find it a lot easier because you learn to work with the defects, put them where they belong. Something that most people would think was really ugly is beautiful in the end. You know, so it's an ongoing pleasure. This is the antique white oak that we spoke about earlier. That was sourced out of 1710, 1720 home in Bridgewater.
Yep.
It was a fun project. Didn't make it for anyone in particular. Just felt like doing it. And even this hutch here, all this wood came out of an 1800s house in Provincetown. It was actually a pile of wood that was going to a dumpster. So I put it in my truck and this is what came out of it. This will eventually be a tabletop here. If you want to get a closer look at this table, I could tell you what I did with it. It's actually all this black epoxy right in here. You can come closer, right onto it. All these defects was epoxy treated with black tint. And there's a driftwood stain on it. You see the inside of this drawer, how the black brings everything out.
Being at your age, like 73, living 73 years on this planet, how do you think, like in your lifetime, has the beauty standard of a good piece of art changed?
Well, I owe it all to the antique wood. If it wasn't for that, it would be a little on the boring side. You know, equipment and so on certainly has evolved over the years. You know, there's a lot to be said with building something by hand, which I've had a few opportunities to do only because it was requested. Okay, with a customer that would say, I don't want any machines to touch this. I want it all handmade. But I see a lot of guys online with massive equipment, computerized equipment. Everything's perfect all the time. There's a lot of expertise, and they're very, very good at what they do. Okay, but it has to start up here. All right. And just go to your hands. I have some machines in there that certainly, you know, I use every day. But when it comes down to it, as soon as I'm done with those machines, then the hands start to go, okay? Real important. But things that have evolved over all these years, people have gotten away from the real purity of it, the hands-on. They let the machines do the talking, the computers do the talking. And you know, I know people have to make a living, and it certainly speeds up what they have to do. But I have a couple of projects now that I showed you in the other room. This 9-foot quarter sawn mid-century modern cabinet that I'm doing by the hour. Because it gives me a chance to slow down a little bit, and the customer understands. A lot of times if I have to give someone a price on something like that, it's going to be a whole lot more money. If I can do it by the hour, I'll log my hours, and really keep an eye on every productive hour. And that makes me feel good about what I'm doing. Years ago, I wasn't able to do that, but that's one of the things that have changed. Over the past maybe 5 or 6 years, I've done a lot of that. And what turns out is the customer winds up spending a lot less than he thought, okay? And I make my hourly rate. But it's less stressful. It's a whole lot more fun. And it's something that, you know, when I stop for a break or coffee or something, I'll hit my timer and take myself off the clock for a half an hour or an hour, okay? I like being honest with my hours, and they know it, you know? So, but all the other things that have changed, you have to try and change with it a little bit, but not too much, you know? Not too much. What was good 50 years ago is still good now. And I'm not a automated computer type of guy. I don't think that there's many machines out there that you would actually accomplish the same thing that I can do with my head and my hands. Some people don't understand it, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. I mean, I invite people in here to spend the day and just watch. And then they walk out and they're very surprised, you know. But I still have a lot of the hand tools that my father had, you know. They're not hanging on the wall and display, they're in the boxes, you know, so it's nice. Sometimes it makes me feel like he's here with me, you know. Maybe smacking me in the back of the head saying, "What are you doing it like that for?" You know, so it'll always be fun for me, it'll always be enjoyable, you know.
What would be one advice you would give to young people looking for an artistic career?
Don't try to start your own business. Learn from someone. Gather as much information as you possibly can. Work with someone that wants to teach you. I was able to work with my father and learn a lot, but I should have searched out someone after he passed away to continue the learning process. I decided to just do it on my own, and I had 20 years of trial and error. And then I just realized at one point I was stagnating. So I went to work for a buddy of mine at a really high-end woodworking shop, and it changed everything. So don't wait, okay? Don't wait. Don't be proud. Keep your ears open, your eyes open, and your mouth shut. And you will learn more than you ever could think possible. It's really that simple. And it's a great way of learning what it is you're best at. Not everybody is good at everything. I'm better at tables than anything else that I do because I love it so much. And when you find something that you love, as they say, it's not working. But woodworking itself, cabinetry, takes on so many different levels and so many different projects and so many things that come along. And it's great to know something about it all. But if you specialize or have the opportunity to specialize in something that maybe not a lot of people do, and become the best at it, and be patient, okay? And mistakes aren't bad. Mistakes are where you learn. I still make them. I made a dumb one the other day, okay? Because I wasn't paying attention. So it still happens, no matter what. And don't go into something thinking you know more than the other guy that's teaching you. Don't think you know more than you do, because that just sets you up for failure. Again, eyes open, ears open, say very little, and you will learn. And then you will find out what you're best at, and then you'll wind up loving it. And when you love it, you become even better.
What are the things and people that influences your work?
Boy, certainly my father's one of them. And there's a couple of guys on the Cape that I won't hesitate to ask questions if need be. Can't be too proud or too much of a know-it-all to think that you know everything, because you don't. But there's one guy on the Cape, Paul, that is an absolute master. And I will go to him and we'll have a conversation about something. Most of the people that I have taken advice from, information from, coordinated some things with, unfortunately are no longer here. So, even back to my shop teacher at Blue Hills Regional, I still remember some of the things that he taught me. But it always went back to my father, always, all the time, all right? My father never really did what I do. He never got into the antique wood or anything like that. But I'm almost self-taught as far as antique wood is concerned. My antique wood supplier, Bob Phillips in Middleborough, I've been with him for 33 years. And his knowledge of old wood, antique wood, reclaimed is so vast. But we basically learn from each other about where the wood comes from, how old it is, and so on. Sometimes I get to go to a home, maybe a 1700s home that he's salvaging, and so I can see exactly where it goes. When I build a table, I like to know the age of the house, what room it came out of, what it was used for, even the address. Says people want to know, where did this come from? And I have that. And I'll put it on a certificate of authenticity to where it came from, how old it is, what room it was in. Was it flooring? Was it attic flooring? Was it wall boards? These are all the things that people don't expect. you know. But there's, I've almost been my biggest influence over the past 40 years anyway. So it's just it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing process. Every day is a learning curve, you know. But I'll never stop.
Okay.
Ever.
Being at your age, how do you view death?
I'm ready. You know, when God says, come on home, I'm going, you know. I've gone through open heart surgery 6 years ago, a few close calls with some illnesses that never saw coming. But death, I'm not afraid of it. I feel like I still have a lot more to do. But you know, God's plan is God's plan. And when I'm done, I'm done. And I'll see my Father again. There's nothing dark about it. It's actually light more than anything. I start my day that way. I start the second I get up in the morning, like that. Again, I feel like I have a lot more to accomplish. I was talking to myself about that yesterday, that I can feel that there's more for me to do. There's a lot of things that are not accomplished yet. And staying as close to God as possible, and running your day that way. And I don't mean a half an hour in the morning or half an hour at night or a few minutes during the day. I mean every second, every minute, every move, you know. You feel like you get to that spot and you feel like your hands are being guided in what you're doing. Certainly your mind is guided to where you're going and what you have to do. But there's nothing dark about it, absolutely nothing. My son is the same way, fortunately. It's the way we brought him up. But death, I'm not afraid of it. What's waiting is a whole lot better than this. Okay, I'm telling you right now. For my days, it's all about Jesus, always. It helps me through the day, helps me through. There's been a few things lately that have been pretty stressful, and it's what got me through. Okay, this is a tough business. Anybody that says it isn't hasn't experienced it. A lot of times it looks like fun and games, but it's not. You just have to deal with things. It's as good as you can make it. It's attitude. It's faith. And when it's over, it's over. When it's done, it's done. When you've accomplished everything you're supposed to accomplish, it goes for everybody. It goes for you. When you're done, you're done. But when you realize God has a plan, then all the other things, all these crazy things don't matter anymore. He's the one in control. No matter what you see going on in the world right now, everybody thinks that they're in control. They're not. After my heart surgery, I was 2.5 months not here. I was in the middle of a huge custom kitchen when it happened. But when I came back, I made him my CEO, and I said, whatever you want. And the work that came in after that just exploded. And do I believe that he made that happen? Yeah, absolutely, because I didn't. Things came out of nowhere. I had, after my heart surgery, going into the pandemic afterwards, it was the busiest year I had in 30 years. And yeah, so it just kind of springboarded, and I still have those customers. It's not always super busy, but the times that aren't busy are the times that I can come in here and just clear my head and build whatever I want and call it therapy. Okay, because it is. But as far as life and death, I'm living it now, and when it's over, it's over.
Would you say there's still a point to live if we will die one day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, this is just a stopover. Okay. Wish people would realize that. You know. Your body doesn't have a soul. Your soul has a body. And when it's done with your body, you know what? This one, all busted up, good riddance. I'm done with it. But it's really all there is, and it's really the only number one thing. All this is nothing without God. Okay, it means nothing. I know guys that have, one in particular that has everything you could possibly imagine. Cars and boats, and it's endless.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, he has nothing. Because he doesn't have God, doesn't have Jesus. He's got nothing. And there's no bigger truth than that, okay? You know, I'm blessed to be able to do woodworking, you know? I can't think of anything else. I can't think of anything else that I'm good at. Certainly isn't computers. But you know, I'm actually looking, at 73 years old, I'm actually looking for things to get better and better. Not financially, but better projects, more opportunities. And again, when I'm done, I'm done. You know, my wife is right there, my son is right there. That's all I can ask, you know. I'm meeting more and more people that feel that way, but I'm also meeting people that haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. But it's something that I've learned to feel comfortable with talking, because when it becomes this real for you, you can't help but want to talk about it. So I'm glad you asked the question. Okay.
Thank you for your candor.
Yeah, it's all this means nothing, absolutely nothing, without God. Nothing. Might as well not exist. Okay. I'm looking for more opportunities to. I really enjoy helping people with my work in one form or another. The people in this building, somebody comes to me and asks me for something, the answer is always yes. And they all know it. It's something that I probably enjoy more than anything, is making something for somebody and saying, yeah, here you go, have fun. I feel like there's just so much more to do, so much more to go, you know. There are things that I feel inside that he's directing me to do, just haven't figured out how to do it yet, you know. And as long as those things are there, then your work isn't done. You can feel it, okay? When you're in that area, you can feel it. It's undeniable. So, I mean, just talking about this makes me feel better. You know what I mean? Because I don't get an opportunity to talk about it with someone I've never met before. I got another guy on the Cape that we're very, very close. He feels the same way. This is the way he runs his business. It's God, his relationship with God has gotten him through some very, very difficult situations. All right. You know, when there's a problem, when there's something really bad going on, or maybe not bad, maybe a confusing issue, give it to God. Let him handle it, because he knew before you were born that that situation was going to be there. So he already knows what's going to happen with it. He already knows how to handle it. So let it go. Go about your business. And all of a sudden, it's taken care of in its own way. It just happens, you know? I feel bad for people that miss out on that, you know? This is more fun than talking about woodworking. Okay? But it's all the same. It's all a big, giant ball. It's all the same, you know? People that, again, that have everything they ever wanted, and they feel like they're really happy, but they don't understand where it really comes from, okay? And what they don't realize, and some people are afraid to make that move. I get that buddy of mine, very close, has everything. But he doesn't have Jesus, and he doesn't know if you're that happy and if you're that successful, how much happier would you be, okay, if you made that decision. And what's funny is that all those things that are so important to him or to people, all of a sudden not that important anymore, okay? So again, I feel bad for people that shy away from it, that shun it, you know? It's good for your life, it's good for your heart, it's good for your mind, it's good for business, it's good for relationships. What more can anyone ask for? You know, so anyway, that's about it. That's my story.